Namaskar. Welcome to Ask Sumit episode number 77. And we're going to talk about what is happening in Pakistan. Pakistan using Chinese jets to kill their own, 30 people dead at least. What's going on? And many other topics. Let's welcome Sumit 𝗍𝗫𝗍. Sumitji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel. How are you?
Jai Siya Ram, Radhe Radhe, sir. All good and fine by your Ashirwad and Kripa of Lord Mahakal. Namaskaram to you and all of us viewers across the world.
Sumitji, it pains my heart to see innocent people being killed. It's a different matter that they all hate India, Hindus. You know, we are human beings first. This
Correct.
soch has to come in. What is going on, sir?
Sir, we'll take the name of Lord Sri Ganesh and do the Shubharam of today's show. Look, the thing is very simple. You have to go back a little in the past. Where did this all start? This all started from, if I can be very direct and upfront, is from the patronage of Donald Trump. Trump validating this killer regime, Trump having this Mullah Munir have lunch and dinner with him, Trump giving him legitimacy, he now going and doing a military pact with Saudis, right? These are the two things which have changed the paradigms. I'll tell you how. We discussed a couple of days back, there was an attack in North Waziristan. Pakistani said 12 ISPR, then Al Jazeera said 19, and eventually we came to know around 47 to 60, 45, 60. That is likely the number which are the people which got killed. It was a major ambush. And this Mullah Munir was hiding his face, saying that, the people from Afghanistan came, they ambushed us and we got killed. Now that we discussed on the PGurus. Now that leaves him very red-faced. That leaves him very in a very typical precarious position. How can 4 people come and kill 60 of your men? Which army loses 60 men in one day? So that has put his military aura and stature as a depleting currency. Now what did they want? They wanted to settle the score, because this time they believed there was Afghani Taliban who had infiltrated, maybe 4 or 5 men, and they did this. This was not the image he wanted to carry to Saudis, because you are doing a military pact with them and you are saying we'll give you the nuclear window, nuclear protection, and this is not the image you want to carry to the Americans, because Americans will say if 4 Afghanis can come and slaughter you there, you're good for nothing. I mean, we have resisted Afghanistan much better than you. So he wanted to send a very strong message. Now the message was very clear. He wanted to send in jets. He knew the place where exactly this was, or he doubted the place. He doubted the village, because we are talking of this Tiral Valley and this 𝗣𝗏𝗃 Tehsil. There's a village there. They have kind of narrowed down on that. They sent in the jets and they started bombing the village. There were Chinese jets, I think J-10s or JF-17s, which were sent in, and with the Chinese bombs, they bombed the place. And now Pakistan says we did not do anything, because this is all, there was a weapons factory, or they were making bombs, there were explosions in that, and because of that this thing happened. While as MOTB, and there are a lot of people who have been witnesses, there are a lot of people who have said on record there were Pakistani jets which came at 2 a.m. in the morning or midnight, whatever you want to say it, and they started bombing it, and they killed all these people. The 2 targets which they were looking for is this called Aman Gul and Hasid Khan. They're the 2 terrorists or the TTP leaders or the militant leaders they were looking forward to. And they wanted to send a very, very strong message. It changes the paradigms of the region, because earlier the killing fields were Balochistan. They could kill in Balochistan, they could slaughter in Balochistan. They have sent helicopter gunships. They have taken people up in a helicopter and thrown them on the ground. They have done all kinds of atrocities. Now in KPK, these kind of atrocities were not known. But the problem with Mullah Munir is that the way he got ambushed and his men got slaughtered, I mean, he had a lot of face to, he had a lot of explanation to do, and that depletes his personal aura. It's not about how many men get killed, that depletes his personal aura. He wanted to settle a score. Now he used jets for the first time. So for the first time in KPK, jets and fighter planes are used. Now, it's not first time in Pakistan. We know they've used them in Balochistan, but first time in KPK. Now, from Balochistan, the menace has gone to KPK, and Pathans are not happy with it. There was in Quetta, there were protests outside the Corps Commander's residence and all. Obviously, they cannot fight Pakistani jets. But after this aggravation, I think the Afghani Taliban are going to get involved, and some other groups from Afghanistan, there are a lot of them which are going to get involved. And they will kind of, they're going to, now really give Pakistani army a hell of a time. This is happening. There's one more story in the backdrop when this is happening. Just 48 hours back, if you go into time, Donald Trump said, we are going to get the Bagaram airbase back. And we have all the arrangements done and whatever. There were all kinds of claims of people on the ground and all that. But Talibanis yesterday said, we are not even giving you an inch of land. And who replied? Not even the defense minister. The head of staff, some here, 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗪𝗧𝗧, I may not get the name properly pronounced. He replied. He said, we are not going to give you an inch of land, even if it means fighting for next 20 years. We are ready to fight. If you want to come back to Afghanistan, please come back. We are not going to give you an inch of land. So that kind of sets the paradigms, because Trump had threatened them. If you don't give me the Bagaram airbase base, it is going to have devastating consequences on Afghanistan. And Trump had claimed from Bagaram airbase, hardly 1 hour away from the airbase, there's a Chinese nuclear making factory. I don't know what he means by a Chinese nuclear making factory. There are Chinese nukes which are kept there, or there's some Chinese nuke installations which are being kept there. So we want the Bagaram airbase. Today, Bagaram is literally controlled by Chinese, and Afghans have been taken care by Chinese very well. Of course, they will bribe everybody and anybody. So this is a setback. Now, after this setback, so there is here Afghans and Taliban resisting Trump. Now, same Afghans and same Taliban of Afghanistan is supporting 𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗪 in Pakistan. And remember, the ex-ISI chief had got 8,000 of their men into KPK with a promise that they will live here and they will fight for the interests of Pakistan. Now, incidentally, here the ammunitions were kind of stored in a mosque. There was a mosque in which the ammunitions were stored. The mosque went up. So it is not only in Operation Sindoor a mosque was blown up. Even in this operation, a mosque was blown up because the ammunition, they claim that it was hidden in a mosque. So we don't know, is it true or untrue? That is what the Pakistan claims, they were in a mosque. Now the question is, if they were in a mosque, so was there a bomb factory below a mosque, where mosques used as bomb factories, where these all kind of things happening? Because I think after this debacle of Pakistani army losing 60 men, after the Bagaram fiasco, and after losing face, this Munir decided to teach a lesson to them. He decided to go for the kill, because his men are not competent to enter there. His men cannot go on foot there and come back. There have been instances in the past, which we discussed on PGurus, when they tried to send a helicopter. The Afghans got, the TTP got that down and 22 were killed. I remember that day, Sree sir. There was a major and a captain in that helicopter as well. So after that, and today, literally in Balochistan and KPK, they are holding by thin threads. They only have a little bit of control around their cantonments, and even supplies are now going by air. So with that kind of situation on the ground, there is
I think you meant the supplies are also going by air, not on the ground.
By air. They are not. So with that kind of situation on the ground, no, a ground invasion was not possible. Helicopters have failed. The only possible invasion was either you send a rocket, you send a ballistic missile or whatever you have, or a surface-to-air missile or surface-to-surface missile, or you send in the jets. So jets were sent in, and this was happened. Now, there are children which are killed, there are women which are killed, and there are, of course, there are men which got killed. Now, TTP has vowed retaliation. TTP has said it is done by Pakistani army. They have declared a war with us. So this is going to happen. So for the viewers, it is not new in Pakistan. They've been doing it over and over again. And these are the people who have been alleging us that we violate human rights in Kashmir. There are a lot of things which are done in Kashmir. While as our army, our police, and none of our security establishments has even used unproportional force against the terrorism in Kashmir. Yeah, we are not using any. We are using the same guns. We are using the same mechanisms to fight them. Never a helicopter gunship, Air Force, some surface-to-air missiles, or any hard ammunition. Even what Chinooks, Apaches, they were not used. Though personally, I'm in favor of using them when you know they are in a forest. When the militants or the terrorists, militants, when these bloody terrorists are in a forest, and there's no need to send special forces, you should send Chinooks and soften the target, then send special forces. Having said that, though I hold a firm view on that, but still, here you can see the disproportionate force being used. And it is only because today there are two sides of the coin. He knows Trump is not going to talk. America is going to close its eyes. Usually Americans would have spoken by this, and he knows Saudis are not going to talk. So his two brothers are there, Saudi and America. They will not talk. If America will not talk, 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗙𝗙 will not talk. So basically, you get Saudi and Trump on your side. All other people start falling in line. And by the way, European Union has gone blind. They have gone deaf. They don't know about it. I think we're the only ones who know about it. They don't know about it. So this is the reality where it stands right now, sir. You want to make a point, sir?
Thank you so much, Sumit. I was remiss. I apologize. Happy Navaratri. All those of you who are celebrating the 9 days, Navaratri, 9 days, and have a lot of fun. I know it's, if I was in India or even here, many people will go look at the various golus that are being set up. People spend a lot of time doing this thing. I have somebody who does theme every year. The theme changes every year. That means they have they never repeat the stuff. That kind of dedication goes into it. So those of you who are doing these things, all the best to you. Do send us some pictures. We might be able to show them as and when the program goes. And Sumit, this one thing I'm again repeating. These are your own people. And
Yeah.
I'm actually wondering why United States is throwing good money after bad by giving taxpayer money to Pakistan. Why are you doing this? You can do a सीधा deal with India. ठीक है, I respect your sovereignty, you respect my sovereignty. Indian armed forces are very responsible armed forces.
Correct.
Remember what happened in Kargil. India did not give 1 inch of what it used to have, but it also did not take 1 inch of what it did not have. As soon as they got India's stuff, they stopped there. They said, okay, this is all we wanted. I mean, US also sometimes acts in a very stupid manner. This is all wasting your money. You have $37 trillion national debt, for God's sake. Whose money are you printing? Sir, I just wanted to tell this because US also needs its head examined. I'm hearing today that Dr. Jaishankar and Marco Rubio are meeting in the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. I don't know what's going to happen. Something better happen quickly, because this H1B rhetoric, Lutnick just showing some nonsense, Navarro talking about Brahmin. These people, these are all supposed to be intellectuals.
Supposed to be.
Just read, somebody gives you a note and then you just go and read that. Who is that somebody? I would like to know. I know who it is. I don't want to mention it here. Stupidos. Sir, back to you.
Now, this is a very interesting turn of events, because I was looking at the reactions. Nobody seems to be reacted. Nobody seems to be knowing, and everybody seems to be keeping quiet about it. There's one more angle, which is about the China-Pakistan-Afghanistan deal on 𝗡𝗥. Now, this China-Pakistan-Afghanistan deal on 𝗡𝗥 will get into jeopardy because of this. Because remember, Chinese went to Afghanistan, they got Pakistanis there, they got Afghanistan to enter into 𝗡𝗥, and they wanted to extend 𝗡𝗥 through Afghanistan, knowing that there might be turmoil in Pakistan and Pakistan might be in trouble. So they build a redundance. Now, what will happen to that deal? Because this is a big blow, and even the PTI, the Imran Khan's party, is up in arms. And Imran Khan has been raising a lot of hue and cry, and who has been party workers, because at the end of the day, the people who have been killed are Pathans, are Pashtuns. So you have killed Pashtuns and Pathans mercilessly, and so it's the Pakistani Sunni Punjabi army killing the natives of the land, that is Pashtuns. So you are the people who have possibly immigrated from India or wherever, or you have the natives of the land were Pashtuns. So you went and killed those Pathans. That is where it is. So how can a Sunni Muslim have a right, Sunni Punjabi Muslim have a right to kill a Muslim Pathan? That is a big question which the PTI is asking. Who gave you that right? What you rightly said, they are our people. So even the ethnic divide will increase, and that there's a good part of Pakistani army, which is Pathans. They were already disgruntled. They were not happy with what is happening. After this, I think that things are going to broaden, the things are going to increase. And if Pathans start picking up guns, and if they want to settle score with Pakistani army in KPK minus fighter jets, I don't think Pakistani army has any chance there. So let's see what are the repercussions. Let's see how did this go. So I'm very sure China will try to break peace between them. But again, the point I'm trying to reiterate once again, it happened because of Trump's personal patronage to Mullah Munir. And because of they've cut a deal with Saudi, where Mullah Munir was also standing with MBS. So now we have to see, will Saudi speak about it? Will Trump speak about it? Will the Ursula von der Leyen speak about it? Kaja class, will she speak about it? These are the people we will look forward to know. And will UNHRC speak about it? By the way, UNHRC has not spoken anything. So are they going to speak about it, or they're saying this is okay, just 30 Pathans dead, how does it matter? Ji.
Thank you so much, Sumit ji. And viewers, I did just about an hour ago with Colonel Ajay Raina a 360-degree view of this KSA-Pakistan alliance and the role players. For example, what is Israel's role in this? What is US's role in it? What is Qatar's role in it? All that analyzed threadbare with multiple viewpoints. Do watch that one. And again, another request to all of you to like this video. That one also did not get put out notifications. This one also, I'm told, is not. You have not received notifications. It's okay. You know, you join our WhatsApp group, you will get notification. Nobody needs to send it. WhatsApp is WhatsApp. We always send notifications of all our programs there. If you are on that group, you get the notification. You all know, as far as possible, we adhere to same guest on same day of the week as much as possible. So small request to all of you. We have about 700 people watching, 719 to be exact, and only 1/3 or 1/4 of you have liked this video. No money
Please.
lost. Just like the video. That's all I ask you, because there's a new story that's come out about, you know, some European countries recognizing Palestine, and they're not recognizing Hamas. Okay, even Keir Starmer goes to great lengths to explain this. So understand that there is nuances even here. At the same time, what do the people of these countries think about their government recognizing Palestine? We're going to look at that also. Sumit, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Now, what we are going to topic this is that, you see, there's a very different kind of a wind blowing in Europe. There are people who are jumping or dying or breaking the queue to recognize Palestine. But on the ground, there's nothing called Palestine. With the E1 project on, Benjamin Netanyahu is going to, there can be never a Palestinian state physically or geographically possible. And more West Bank and Gaza will be taken by Israel. Israel has almost taken completely Gaza. Some of the people are now in sea. You know, they're living in a boat in the sea to, you know, to kind of be there. They're pushed out of the land. A lot of people have moved to Jordan and Syria and all. So that is something which is happening. In the meanwhile, America has been pushing it down the throat of Israel to have a peace deal with Julani, the Syrian guy. Now, as per that peace deal, Israel has to remove from the buffer zone. If Israel removes its forces from the buffer zone, that's going to be big trouble. Then Sana'a and Golan Heights are going to be in problem. So there's a lot of pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu. The Israeli cabinet was going to discuss that. We have not heard what is the final outcome, or still they are contemplating. So things are changing there, right? Now on the ground, there are a lot of people who have been rushing today. And I think today, France has officially recognized Palestinian state. There are other countries like Brussels and all, Malta, Luxembourg, they have UK, Australia, Canada, they have recognized Palestinian state. France was always saying that we'll do it in September. So they have kind of recognized this state. So which kind of upsets the paradigms more, because they're saying France is one of the bigger European powers who is kind of recognizing the Palestinian state. Now this is something which is big, because you know, earlier there was not a big power of the Europe was recognizing this. The France recognizing changes the paradigms. But there's something more which is happening interestingly. Now, you know, France is on the looking for a bailout. France's economy is not doing well, unfortunately, and France will possibly go for a IMF bailout. Now, what I was tracking today is that suddenly French have grown close proximity with Saudis, and French and Saudis put together are trying to run a campaign in United Nations urging more and more people to recognize the Palestinian state, which will exactly go against the interest of Israel, and we will go against the interest of Benjamin Netanyahu and the people of Israel. In my opinion, I think this two-state solution doesn't work. Like you have seen in India, Pakistan, it doesn't work. It cannot deliver what they expect, because what we are seeing here, you know, these Europeans live in a slumber. I think it's the Saudi money again which is making farce. I'm putting this allegation. Is the Saudi money again which is making Macron dance to his tunes? This man's things are compromised. And let me tell you today, on the outskirts of Paris, there is this place called Sardine. Sardine is the outskirts of Paris. There, you have the district headquarters having Palestinian flags hosted. Now, the internal minister of France had clearly said, do not do it. But still these people went and put Palestinian flags just outside Paris. And this didn't happen in one of the provinces. This happened in a lot of provinces, a lot of district headquarters. So you have a French flag, then you have a Palestinian flag. Now the interior minister says you're not supposed to do it, but the people tell him, look, you're temporary. Who gave you this power? When Macron says, I'm recognizing Palestine, let's put on the Palestinian flag. So this France has completely lost it. And let me remind you, France is the only country which has the highest Muslim population in whole of the Europe and highest Jewish population in whole of the Europe. With these developments happening, there is even a tussle today. The government is in minority. There's a tussle between the interior minister and what Macron is saying. Because the interior minister is saying you're not supposed to do it, and Macron is saying I recognize this. Now it is, I believe Saudis have cut some deal with Macron. I think Saudis will be offering him some money or whatever. I don't know how much it is, or some kind of a package. That is why France is working with Saudis. And you know what is the trick here? The trick here is very simple. Earlier, it was a notion that only Muslim countries or the OIC wants a Palestinian state. The more of Christian countries, and there's only one Jewish country, Israel, there's no other, and other countries are keeping away. It's a more of a religious issue, right? Now, they have roped in very smartly Christian countries into it. Now, when Christian countries get roped into it, now you can't give it a religious color. You can't say the only Muslim countries you want. France is a Christian country. UK is a Christian country, and UK is Christian by constitution. So now you say, oh, there are Muslims and Christians who want this to happen. So basically, you are trying to squeeze in the Jews. You are trying to put all the guns on Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel, and you are trying to see how long does he hold. Now, I think Israel is holding by the support of United States of America, because here there's a politics between France and America on Ukraine. There's a politics between Europe and America on Russia, Ukraine, and Europeans are jumping and helping recognize the Palestine because they want to send a message. Because when Marco Rubio was here, he was standing next to Benjamin Netanyahu when he did the Gaza assault. Because of the Russian-Ukraine animosity or the problems or the cracks within the NATO, now people are going the opposite sides. If America is supporting Israel, come what may, then the Europe seems to be going and saying we want the French state. Oh, sorry, Palestine state. We want the state of Palestine, though they know there is nothing on the ground they can do. They know there are hardly any people left. Now, this Macron and all doing is gimmickry, blowing the stunts. But the problem is, he is importing, this man is stupid. Sorry, I have to use this word. Because he's importing the Middle Eastern problems in France. That is exactly what his interior minister says. He says, hey, buddy, we have a lot of problems on hand. We don't have money. And on the top, you want to get this Middle Eastern problems into France. And remember, 8 to 9% of the French population is Muslim. It is because of the Muslim vote. It is because of some of the supporters from the Muslim camp. He's doing this. So I will recall and take you back to what Benjamin Netanyahu said, Sree sir, just 2 days back. He said, there are some countries who are scared of their Muslim minorities. And that is why they are kind of supporting this two-state solution. It exactly fits the bill with Mr. Macron. Exactly fits the word to word with Mr. Macron. Now, all of these countries are jumping. Either it's money, it's allurement, or they want to be seen secular. They want to stole the scores from America. But I think these people have completely lost the track, because if this happens, you know, the kind of problems which Europe and America is going to face is enormous. America still is acting sanely on this, I would say, but the Europe has kind of, you know, got it completely out of the hand. So let's see how it happens. Now these people are rushing, and now they will run a campaign. So these and French put together in United Nations, and will expect more and more people to kind of formally recognizing this state of Palestine. And in the meanwhile, there's one more update. I think Hamas has written some kind of a letter to President Trump and asking him for a 60 days truce. They have shown the video of this captured hostage, and saying he's still alive. Can we do a 60-day truce? Now this is putting a bait in front of them, because Hamas is losing it all. Israel is in the decisive stage. It is Turkey's mind. It is the OIC's mind. Just try to entrap Trump, because ultimately Israel gets maximum power from Trump. If you can entrap Trump, and if Trump acts stupid and says let's have the truce, then whatever Benjamin Netanyahu has achieved so far is gone down the drain. In the meanwhile, they will get the time to recognize formally the Palestinian state. They will get the time to stop the UN project. They will get the time to stop everything and anything what is happening there. So it's a very, very smart move, very, very calculated move to basically topple Benjamin Netanyahu's government, because remember, the finance minister and the internal affairs minister or from the right-wing parties have been already banned by EU. EU has already banned them. So EU is talking of cancelling their FTA with France, where the implications are 50.5 billion euros. 50.5 billion euros. They have cancelled already around $6.8 billion of aid, some kind of a aid package or some kind of a package which they've been given to Israel. So, and they are trying to suspend that. If the FTA is cancelled, $50.5 billion is a big money. And over and on top of that, there was some $23 million aid, which they have already cancelled. So this is how Europe is behaving, exactly stupidly. These people have no head and tail of the politics they are doing. They don't understand what kind of fanatics these people are. And they think that by doing this, the problem will be settled. You don't understand. It is Islamic terror. It never settles. It will come into some other manifestation. Hamas will go, somebody else will come. Islamic Jihad will come, some other name, they will come and do it again. So I think Israel is going through a tough time. America is going to go through a tough time. And I hope that Macron does not import this crap into his own country. Yes. So let's say how will we see it evolving and how exactly the things shape up. It will be an interesting aspect to watch, because the world is divided on this issue. Everybody is looking through this issue, not by the logic and principle. They are looking for their own prisms. And this Ursula von der Leyen and all, they have completely lost it. And they think, oh, there are a lot of killings happening and all. Yes, there are some unfortunate people which are getting killed. But at the end of the day, Israel has been warning everybody to leave the territory. I mean, you can't have another. Last time there were a few thousand men came in. If next time 100,000 men came in, there will be no Israel. They will slaughter and kill everybody. So I think the Europe seems to have lost it. Europe does not know what they are doing. And either it's the money from Saudis, it's the oil business, it is the allurements. I think something is happening somewhere which is trying to swindle Europe away and do a suicide of this order. Because next target, if Israel falls, is Europe. Immediate target is Europe. Though there are a lot of people in European Union like Greece and Hungary and all who will not let this FTA to be scuttled. It's not the whims and fancies of Ursula von der Leyen and Kaja class to do it. There are a lot of people in the European Union who don't want to be struggled. But see, to the extent you are going and kind of destroying the FTA with Israel, and on the contrary, you have nothing to talk about this Pakistan-Arab deal. You have nothing to talk about so many things happening around. You don't utter a word about these 30 people getting killed by the Pakistani Air Force. You don't want to talk about it. That is the hypocrisy of our time. So you wanted to make a point.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say was, many in United Kingdom have been conducting surveys on their government decision to recognize Palestine. Turns out the majority of Britons, or people who live in United Kingdom, Scotland, Wales, everywhere, majority are against this. Majority. So I think Keir Starmer has lost the moral backing of the people of United Kingdom. He should resign, because British politics are supposed to be the best in the world. Very principled politics, very principled politics. If the Janata says you don't agree with what you decided, then the Prime Minister has to step down. Oh, King Charles, sun lo, kaan khol kar. Please tell them next time. Back to you.
That's a nice one. Madam, sir, the problem here is that I think world is at a level, one or couple of 2 or 3 mistakes. Nobody can stop it. We were looking at an imminent World War III, which nobody can stop it. Israel is not going to be pulled back. You can send any letters to Trump. You can process any ceasefire. 60 days ceasefire? Because already you can group again, you can get your arms again, so that Iran can set weapons to the Houthis again. Remember, a couple of days back, Israel went and destroyed again the ports and the major power stations in those Yemeni ports, which they had tried to rebuild, because there were consignments coming from Iran for weapons to Yemen. So Israel went and destroyed it. Even with all this Gaza fiasco going there, they went there and destroyed it. So even with, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that, they went and destroyed that. Because Israel is trying to also make sure that this Hamas, whatever is left of Hamas, does not get weapons, does not get, all other amenities which it needs to keep this war going on. With all those things happening, the mentality is not being understood by these people. I think it's the only Israel which can handle so much of trouble at one point of time. You have to really learn and appreciate a lot of military tactics from them, a lot of military valor from them. And you have to really, because Israel is very focused. Israel Kurtz is saying, I will not let weapons go to Hamas because Hamas is in the last leg. I won't let them survive. Yeah, Hamas will not be eliminated. They will be left as a guerrilla force. I can handle a guerrilla force. I can't handle a militarized Hamas. That is what the picture is. Overall, Hezbollah and all is kind of very weak, though they are continuing bombing in the southern Lebanon. But let's see, how does this truce, Trump enforced truce on Syria happen? Will it see the light of the day or not? That is something which we have to see. And there's one more point which was in my mind. It just skipped. You make a point and I'll come back to that. Sir.
So I have the numbers here. Only 44% of Britons are saying that UK should recognize Palestine as a state. 44. The majority are not. So there is a message here, and I'll put the link out. We will have that thing as part of the reference section. Do take a look at it, because there's a thread that goes on. You can get a lot more information. Clearly, Keir Starmer is in a lot of trouble, and there is a new party that is come there called, I think, Reform Party, Nigel Farage. Oh, this guy, I think he has also got quite a number of seats this time, and people are saying, oh, this is the real alternative. But yeah, thoda lift the carpet and see who is the bulk of Reform Party leadership. Just take a look at it. Be careful. Be careful with your vote, because an election is coming your way very soon. This is my Bhavishwani. Back to you.
Now the aspect here is that it's a very tricky situation. We have to wait and watch how it goes on. I have to tell you about we are talking about the mentality. The mentality of these people will never change. I'll take you to this. There was an India-Pakistan match yesterday, though I don't watch cricket. I hardly watch any Bollywood. Unless and until there's a picture like 𝗟𝗚𝗏 or something, which I will watch. Otherwise, I don't like this Bollywood tamasha. I don't like this cricket tamasha. Amidst all the sentiments on the ground, still we are playing Pakistan. But theek hai, kya kar sakte? Now, there was this guy, Farhan. This idiot, hit a 50. After he hit a 50, she said, what did he do? He picked up his back and pointed it like a AK-47 and started doing like this. So, and when he was asked today, do you regret what you have done? Kata, hame koi fikr nahi. I don't give a shit to what I have done. Hame koi fikr nahi. I don't care. And he said, this is my way to celebrate. So he put he pointed it to the Indian crowd. But there was a stand with like his bat like this, and I was doing like this. This is the level of jihadis there that is in the mind. So what does this tell you? Given an opportunity, this man will pick up a gun and start killing people. So this mentality of jihad, this mentality of Islamic terror is in their hearts and minds. It can't go. And this is a cricketer who is well-to-do, who makes a lot of money, has a lot of fans. He looks to be a pada likha. But again, his symbol is AK-47. Now, what is the difference between a Hafiz Sayyid and this man? What is the difference between a Kasab and this man? What is the difference between a Mullah Munir and this man? They're all same shitheads. Sorry to use this word. They're exactly what they are. And now the world doesn't seem to understand. The world doesn't seem to understand what they're dealing with. I think the problem here is that either there are two kinds of money bags which are coming in the world. Either Chinese are bribing the politicians or the Saudis are bribing the politicians. Depends on whose money are you taking. Either you take his money, then you exactly start singing their tunes. Because Saudi knows Iran is weak. Saudi knows after Fardo and all, Iran mein daant nahi bache. They don't have those teeth. They used to have those teeth. The nukes and all are gone. Now Saudis, you see, look at the timing. When Fardo and all and Isfahan and Latins were dismantled, or at least delayed by a few years, even if we don't say they were dismantled. Exactly at that point of time, MBS comes and cuts a nuclear deal with Pakistan. Exactly at that point of time. So it is not he did not knew about the deal. He knew about the deal. He was waiting for the right moment. He cuts the deal. So if we are the only two people who have nuclear weapons in the region, one is Israel, one is possibly Saudis who have access to Pakistan. Now, with these things going on, Saudi is trying to increase his dominance in the whole region, trying to become a bigger Muslim player wherein it will completely overshadow Turkey and completely overshadow Iran. Traditional rival is Iran, but the bigger rival is Turkey in the future. But the problem with Turkey is it doesn't have money. Iran still has a lot of militias, a lot of terrorist groups, a lot of power. Turkey doesn't have that kind of power, neither that money. So look how they're carefully playing their cards, how they are trying to get the Muslim world fortified, and how they are fighting for the Muslim rights, and Christians seem to be those white rabbit lost in the Alice in Wonderland. Sir, आप कुछ कह रहे थे?
Yes, yes. Sorry, I was just reading something. Viewers, there is a new theory doing the rounds about why Saudi Arabia has got Pakistan to come and fight their war against Houthis in Yemen. So the story is, again, I'm connecting the dots here. Saudi Arabia wants to play up nice with Israel. So they are saying, you don't do anything like what you did in Qatar. And in exchange, what we will do is, we won't put our fighters, we will get fighters from Pakistan, $40,000 per year, per person, and they will fight the Houthis for you in the border. So Israel is taking them out on other places. Like, for example, they are going to where the Houthis are inside Yemen. Now, they want to make sure that Houthis don't flee from there and enter into Saudi Arabia, and then they have to go and attack Saudi Arabia. You understand what I'm saying, right? So, kya karna hai? Border sub, just at least police the border properly. Looks like that is what Pakistan is going to be doing.
What you are saying is typically called a grinder meat, right? They want grinder meat. They're looking for grinder meat. So the people who will take the front line and they will get maximum casualties and get killed. I mean, that is what I was saying, sir. Pakistan is the only which can give you commandos, your army, and they don't even mind how many get killed. You have to just have a right person for the reward, and they will not even declare they're dead. The beautiful part about Pakistan is if you kill 100 of them, they'll say 5 mare. They will swindle 95. So it's the only country where the army can hide its casualties and they can keep on sending this man. So Putin got North Korea, so these got Pakistan. That is what you're saying. So this, like Putin got North Korean, so these got Pakistan. Theek hai, aage jao. You go and die. You can get killed. And it's again, I mean, why did he do today? Because his image was getting tarnished. He wanted to show that macho image. So that is what he did today. But at the end of the day, I think that Europe is where the problem of the world seems to be lying. They don't seem to understand this Islamic jihad and Islamic terror. They don't understand what are the ulterior motives. I'm very appalled with all those grooming gangs going on, with all those rapes and those 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗍𝗍 incidents happening in UK and all that. How can this 𝗘𝗍𝗍 go and support a Palestinian state? Because if Pakistanis have been your problem, Palestinians are the worst nightmare you cannot even imagine. 𝗘𝗍𝗍𝗍, you don't know what is going to hit you one day. And let's face it, sir, Hamas has won 2 or 3 elections in a row. There are people who have voted for Hamas. It is believed every second house had some kind of a linkage with Hamas. Right? Why people are still not leaving Gaza? They've given all the options why they are not leaving the Gaza. And how is Hamas still able to fight? Do you think without local support and patronage and all the locals helping the Hamas will be still able to fight after this devastation? No. And I believe Israel has a right to live. Everybody has a right to live. And what Israel has a right to live is defined. A Saudi or a France cannot determine what is the right to live and what is not the right to live. If you can't go and fight like Israel, go and hide somewhere, go to a cave and hide somewhere. Last time 9% Muslims brought you on the news, Macron. You should be ashamed of yourself. You brought in knees. You were fumbling. Your knuckles were shaking. And imagine if you are placed in a place like Israel, you would have chickened out. You would have run away. So this is where the things is. I think I leave it to the wise discretion of the people watching this show and the people across the world to see what the hell is Europe doing. They have completely got it wrong. Again, what you said, somebody gives them a paper, they just read it out. If they could only watch a PGurus channel, they would be much better informed, I can say.
Thank you so much, C. And let's take a few questions now.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Sanjay wants to know, and this is from the app. I encourage all of you to send in your questions through the app. First of all, it will correct the text grammar, and also it will address it correctly to the person you want the question asked. The first question is, Hira Mandi Bina Society Udta Tir Ko Pichwade Mein Le Liya, open forefront war. Shinbet has filed on majority world leaders and their kids.
ये तो देखिए संजय जी, this is something which is very natural. They will have been, I think last 6 months I've been saying that there's a file of Pakistanis with Israel. I have a lot of people who join my show from Israel and they've been saying, we're not evading this question. They put comments though, but I was very clear there's a file. The only thing was it was on a lower priority. Now after this deal with Saudis, it has come on upper priority. Now let them get slaughtered. And Israel believes in taking out people. They will specifically identify the person and take. And I like the approach because that approach is needed right now. Imagine if suddenly Mullah Munir disappears. What happens next? A lot of things will come to a grinding halt. Just take out 5-7 top men. everything in Pakistan will be in a disarray. And Israel has to do it. And, even what you rightly said, I didn't want to bring it up. Dr. Saab has brought it up. World leaders and their kids. Kids is important. Huh? It doesn't matter if they live in America.
If you want to understand how Israeli security operates, watch that movie, Shadow of Beirut. I mean, it's one of the most fascinating. It's a series. I think it was in Amazon or in Netflix. Just check. Shadow is Saya of Beirut. Yogi Bhairav wants to know, New York is going the way of London. When will Trump or Musk campaign in New York?
We don't know. Though Trump has supported, Musk has supported this Trump's move, what I was reading. Right, sir? H1B ko leke?
No. I think Elon Musk has said that H1B should have not been done. But I think right now he's playing a little bit nice. Both of them are not making any comments in the X or in his social media. But he was there in Charlie Kirk's funeral services. He was sitting by the side of Trump. Very cordial conversation. Both of them extolled what Charlie Kirk stood for and things like that. So this is becoming a movement around which the MAGA is rallying, and Republican Party also, because they listen to MAGA more than their own brain. They are also doing this. I have some problems with these people. You have to be inclusive, Mr. President. You just don't just take MAGA and they say, okay, if I don't give this, these people will revolt against me. The others are also watching. Many are independent who have voted for you. They will go away if you don't take care of the entire country. Inclusive, do good for all people. Sir,
I was reading somewhere that even these MAGA people are not happy with what Trump has done with the H1B. They wanted more stringent things to come. They wanted it to be kind of abolished or something like that. I mean, that is what the media here has been covering.
They can't. The reason they can't. See, there are two problems here. Even with this 100,000 per H1B entrant, right? That could be challenged in the court. And what the Trump administration did was they used the same clause in the immigration laws that was used in the first term of Trump to keep out citizens of 6 countries from entering United States, 6 Islamic countries. Yemen was one of them. They were all given. So they are thinking that because we are using the same thing, so basically, if you are saying that the Islamists from these countries pose a security threat to United States, therefore they have been banned, are you going to then say that the H1B are posing a security threat to America? How? So this is going to be challenged in court.
Lutnick was saying because these people are most likely going to go to the earnings are very less. They may not be able to sustain life. We are going to go over our national security cover, and there we see the risk. He's trying to create some story around it, but which is not logical, but that's the story he's trying to create.
See, so what I'm trying to say is the Trump administration has some bounds within which they can enact these things. At the same time, they have been giving, clarification after clarification. Look at the latest one. They have even said, the way I read it, okay, so don't kill me if it turns out to be wrong. The way I read it is an H1B renewal will not attract that money. In other words, whoever is already in here on an existing H1, even when they go for renewal, it does not apply, that $100,000. But it is gone. So India should not pin its hopes on sending their workforce to US, because I'm hearing a lot of abuse of the H1B system even after the lottery was introduced. I'm hearing a lot of abuse. So that was one of the main reasons why they did it. So please, there are some faults on our side also. Mangad Ranga wants to know, if Israel gets upset on nations supporting Palestine, where does that leave Bharat, which supports Palestine and yet has great equations with Israel?
I think that puts Bharat in a very difficult crosshairs, because we kind of support Palestine, but how much can we go against Israel? But we will not formally recognize the state of Palestine. We might support the Palestinian cause on humanitarian grounds and all that. But I think Bharat will not go ahead and recognize the state of Palestine. That is what Bharat's traditional position has been. And I think, look, even today, if you look at your third biggest weapon supplier, even today is Israel. Even today, I was looking at the data today, it's Israel. So you can't afford to do that. And Israel will be someday asking for a pound of flesh. They've been supporting us all along. Russia has been supporting us all along. And knowing Modi ji's pattern, he took all the pressure, but he never betrayed Putin. I think he will take all the pressure and never betray Israel. I think time has come. We call a spade, because after Saudis did with pact with, Pakistan, it changes everything. It changes everything with our foreign policy. And if I track the foreign policy correctly, which I have been doing all these years, I can see those subtle changes which are already being reflected, and there are certain things which we are hearing. Saudis might have 101 reasons of doing this alliance, but doing this with Pakistan could have been done with the exception of India. They would have put a clause with the exception. We have war on each other, but with the exception of India, they could have done this if they wanted, but they did not do it. But that's okay. So anyway, we'll have also options open with Israel, and we'll do whatever is in our national interest with the way Israel.
Next one, Karthik wants to know, sir, what would be the impact of removing sanctions exemption by US on Chabahar port?
Sir, the Chabahar port, I have been warning, Sree sir knows, last 1.5 years, Chabahar will go out. $40 billion are going to go down the drain. I've been categorically saying this on TV and YouTube. Reason is that Israel doesn't want it. Look, Europe doesn't want it. America doesn't want it. Except Russia and us, nobody wants it. Because Chabahar, the terminals which are with you, you might use them for the movement of your legitimate cargo. Iran uses them for a lot of murky business. Americans know it, Israel knows it, Europe knows it. So there are people who did not want that to happen. Unfortunately, our foreign policy still does not recognize religion. I'll tell you a very simple analogy. I spoke to a group of Hindus once. I said, what is above you, dharma or country? They said, sir, country first, then religion. If you go and do a poll in the Islamic world, what is first? They will say religion, then country. So somewhere down the line in the Islamic world and in geopolitics, you have to know the religion will matter. Because in the Islamic world, someday religion will take over everything. This here, baki sab niche hai. So this is what happened here. So, if the religion says, we have to do treaty, no treaty, nothing. If we have to support these terrorists, if we have to smuggle arms and send out things, let's do Chabahar port. That is where the problem started. In a normal country, you can control it. With the Islamic countries, I've been very clear in saying, a lot of people hate me for that. There are two kinds of treaties. One is a peace treaty, one is a wartime treaty. In wartime, every treaty is a toilet paper. Religion will prevail over everything. The teachings of Islam will take over everything, and we have to realize that. And Chabahar port is a classical example of that. They misused the port. It's not we did anything wrong. We did all the things. We put in money there. We built the port. We put our sweat and blood there. But they misused the port. Not for, even if, let's say they are getting their normal white goods and all, nobody will bother. America, Israel and all is not bothered. Europe is not. When they use this port for nefarious activities, arming Yemen, sending weapons to Hezbollah, doing this, doing that, assembling these rocket parts, trying to bring ballistic missiles and write this Allahu Akbar on that and say death to Israel and all that, and then somewhere down the line, there will be repercussions. We trusted them, they stabbed us. It's just normal. There's nothing new. If you ask me, I could predict it from the day one. You should know the mullahs you're dealing with.
So my understanding is that Chabahar port was split in the sense that India was controlling some portions and the other portions were controlled by Iran. And I think there were efforts made to make sure that India controls the whole thing. I think that's what US wanted. And I think that kind of did not go through. Either India was also not interested, or whether India tried and said, but Iran did not want it, because India has its own separate track of trade with Iran. After all, Iran will take rupees for whatever it gives to India, and it will also use that rupees to buy stuff from India.
Sir, so trade is just $2 billion worth of trade what is left. You see,
so it's not big.
It's not much. You see, now this time in the SCO, Modi ji did not meet Mohammad Parkasim. He did not meet him.
That is right.
Strong. Why didn't he meet him? So because things are not...
इसमें India also has to be blamed, because during the time that Hamid Ansari was the ambassador of India to Tehran, first of all, this stupid bullshit that you put an Islamist guy whose brother or his family is all a bunch of thugs and goons in Uttar Pradesh, and this bugger, I've never seen him salute the Indian flag. And he outed so many raw agents. There's a movie on that. Watch it.
Yeah, there's a movie on that. So, somewhere down the line, look, even if my opinion is, I've been very directly speaking on TV also, Saudis choose Pakistan because it's an Islamic country. This kind of protection could have come from any of the other countries if they wanted. Even America or somebody could have promised them this. but they choose an Islamic country for this, and we know why. So let's not be so naive. Let's not be so stupid, I would say.
Sirji, I'll tell you one other thing. For a change, India acted quickly and swiftly to install a India-friendly regime in Nepal, even if it is a temporary one. This has created an earthquake in China.
Yeah.
You watch some of the YouTube channels about what is happening inside China over how they lost completely the plot in Nepal, because all their leaders have fled the country. If they put elections tomorrow, the Krishna Prasad Oli, the man whose videos are very popular, I don't have to tell you what kind of videos.
That kind of videos.
That kind of videos. And they're all gone. They have all disappeared. Dubai, idhar, udhar, who knows? They will not be received well in the country. It's a different thing. So India is showing, look, ये game हमको भी खेलना आता है. I'm very happy with what happened.
करना पड़ेगा, करना चाहिए.
Yeah, you have to. So let's go to the next question. Aprameya says, Happy Navratri to you, Aprameya. Recognition of Palestine state by UK, Canada, Australia. What message are they sending to USA? Is it a reaction to Trump tariffs? आप क्या सोचते हैं सर जी?
Aprameya ji, देखिए, what is happening? There is a drift between NATO and America. There is a drift between Europe and America over Russia-Ukraine war, and that we have been discussing on PGurus channel on our various episodes. Now, what is happening? There are some ways where they are taking contrary positions. They are just going and doing that because Macron's his government is a minority. The Islamists are part of some these Muslim MPs who are supporting his government. Secondly, his financial equation is not right. Thirdly, the moment Saudis and France are trying to do it together, I understand there is some financial angle or deal into it. Third thing is that because you see, Marco Rubio stood next to Benjamin Netanyahu when he did this Gaza, 850 bombings in the night over Gaza. Marco Rubio was in Jerusalem or in Tel Aviv, whichever city it was in that night, right? So Benjamin Netanyahu said, here is the American Foreign Affairs Minister with me. I have full American support. This did not go well with them because they have this. So what did they go? They went and sided with other people. They're just, they are seeing this. The problem is they are not trying to see the serpent they're trying to give milk to. They're not seeing that. They're just saying, we'll counter America by this move. We'll come Trump. They don't understand what they're doing. They have no remote idea what this kind of terror is. They have no idea. And forgive me for saying, if it's only Israel who can handle them, if ever they come to Europe, the first house they will look is for the Ursula von der Leyen's house. Where does she live? Oh, they are a different breed altogether.
Next one, please. Rajesh wants to know if the US is backing Munir to go after Balochis and now in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa also, where does it place these freedom fighters in their fight against the NAPak Paki regime?
Look, Pakistan has jets. Afghanistan doesn't have jets. Pakistan has jets and Taliban doesn't have jets. But in the guerrilla warfare, they'll be slaughtered and they'll be ambushed and they'll be killed. So in this region, no mining will happen. No minerals, nothing will happen. This region, Pakistan will lose. It's a matter of time. And every Pathan has a AK-47 at home. If a Pathan start picking up rifles and taking out Pakistan army, it can be done in 72 hours, in my opinion. 72 hours are good enough to get them beaten out of there. They can come and start bombing them. Even look, Russians bombed this Afghanistan for so many years. But then with those shoulder-head missiles and all, they turned the tables. So there will be some forces someday who will come and give them those shoulder-head missiles and the tables will turn. So it's how it works.
Milban wants to know if Trump forces them to give up the Bagaram airport, won't these guys booby-trap it?
Trump is not forcing, sir. They have clearly said we will not give. He said we can fight for 20 years, we will not give you an inch of land. That is what their chief of staff has yesterday said.
बातें हैं सर जी, सुमित जी, ये सब कहने के बातें हैं. If the price is right,
वो देखो, वो अलग बात है. Trump was threatening them. Now if you get the money, फिर पैसे की बात करो ना, फिर talk of some money, talk of some citizenships, talk of some things, then something can be done. Look, in Islamic world, everything is up for sale. I fundamentally agree with you there. It's the right money. But if you want to play this game of killing and getting killed with them, they have too many to get killed. They all want to go to Jannat, na? What is in this Zameen? Kuch bhi nahi hai. Who है sir? or langur or khajur, whatever it is.
Also, the shutting off India's access to Chabahar has a very unfortunate consequence. The people of Afghanistan are going to suffer. You know why? Wheat, essential commodities from India used to go to Afghanistan from the Chabahar port. There is a road that India built all the way up to Kabul, if I remember correctly, and they are going to suffer. I feel for the people of Afghanistan. They have never got a proper political leadership for so many years now. And if there's one country that they love, it is Bharat. And now that has been shut off. See, I don't know. This foreign policy in the Trump administration leaves a lot to be desired. I
think Marco Rubio must be, having 5 tablets of Panadol every night before he sleeps, because you don't know what is he going to handle tomorrow morning.
See, if he even says one word against Trump, right? Immediately Trump will fire him.
He's gone. And Trump said today, what Charles Kirk's this funeral, I don't like my opponents. I don't like people who oppose me. He said, I hate them. Usually people love their.
So there was another controversy. I don't know how many of you watched this. Trump put out a tweet or just Truth Social post against Pam Bondi. WTF, what you are doing so many things and you have not acted against many of my opponents. Then bawal mach gaya in Republican Party, and I think he deleted that post. Those of you who read it will understand. People thought that was a warning against Pam Bondi. That lady is under a lot of stress. So life is not easy, guys. Life is not easy. Let's go on to the next question. Milburn wants to know, do you think that the deep state is itching to start a major world war because their tentacles are being cut off by Trump? Even the military-industrial complex is being blocked from escalating wars?
Sir, you think if you see deep state is only through American eyes, that is where you will go wrong. Deep state, do you think there are not members of deep state in India? Why do you only see deep states through America? There are people who are members of deep state, they are in India. They are everywhere. These people want to control the world economics and politics by their own whims and fancies. They don't believe in geography. They don't believe in religion. They don't believe in anything. They want to control it. They will use people. They will adapt people. It's not primarily related to America. There are people in India also. Are there people who don't want Modi government to be gone? They want. Are there people who don't want this Modi government to be toppled? They want. They will love it to topple it today. But they are not able to do it. It's the only question. They are not able to do it, because they know this leader has a very grassroots foundation. It's not easy to topple him. He's not corruptible. He doesn't have a large family who wants to sell cryptos. That's the only difference. But the challenge is, don't only think it from an American perspective. Think it from a global perspective. They're everywhere.
Manav wants to know, can India create a security umbrella with Israel risky or Russia super risky or any other country? If it is there, it will never see the light of the day, viewers. I'm telling you, I'll give you a chance to answer also. India can defend itself. Thank you very much. India has complete control over the Indian Ocean region. What is happening in Great Nicobar? Look at that. Why does suddenly Sonia Gandhi, fifth class fail? Badi Chambi, illiterate, very detailed letter that is published by the Naxal Rag. It used to be called the Mount Road Mahavishnu. Now it is called the Naxal Rag. Why? So whose story are you saying? By the way, what did you sign in 2008? Shahzadeh, Mr. Rahul Gandhi? You signed it along with Xi Jinping then. What did you sign? Can you dare open your mouth and tell what you signed?
And even this, we have this forward base in Andaman, which is, I think Chak is the name, or Baz, which is just 30 miles from Strait of Malacca. 30 miles. Bas. Matra, 30 miles. 10-15 minutes you can block it. So there are a lot of things which are happening there. That is why these people are kind of unhappy. Let them be. I think we don't need a security umbrella. We need an alliance with these countries. And alliance with these, because you need an alliance with Israel. Because if Pakistan has done with Saudis, you need to have an alliance with Israel. Because somewhere down the line, you're going to strike Pakistan. We have to strike Pakistan again and a couple of times and break them. Let's be honest. We don't want anybody from the Middle East to enter this war, or anybody from the Islamic world to enter this war. So to keep them away, the best thing is, Russians are always on your side. Get Israel on your side. And with Israel on your side, nobody in the Middle East will dare to intervene there. Nobody. Everybody will be shit scared. सब चुपचाप बैठ जाएंगे. They will meet in 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗙 and do that RR. You know what is RR? First R I will not tell you. Second R is Rona. Now you can make what they will come and get in a wall and do Allah mar diya. They will do what drama, but they won't be able to move their ass, if I can be as direct as that. But you have to have that power block. Look, only power can ensure peace. There is no way of ensuring peace. Only power can ensure peace.
Next one, please. Thank you, Kumaresh, for your Malaysian ringgit donation. We are with you, bro. I'm one of the few people who recognizes the hardships that Malaysian Hindus are suffering for no fault of theirs. The British basically, abandoned them, having taken them to work in the rubber plantations and also taken them to fight for them in the Second World War. It's a very, very sad state of affairs. It's getting radical. I'm hearing that Mr. Zakir Naik, his wife, his daughter, how can the daughter get HIV positive?
Daughter-in-law.
अरे ओ जाकिर क्या किया तूने?
Daughter-in-law said daughter-in-law also. I heard. I don't know, but ऐसा social media में चल रहा, पता नहीं क्या.
Yeah, are we human beings or dogs?
I
mean, dogs should not get insulted, okay? Please.
Yeah,
all
we should
respect
not
for dogs. Yeah.
We should full respect.
Chalo, thank you so much. Let's take the Ashirvad of Mahadev.
Brothers and sisters, friends, please like, share and subscribe. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get the notification. That is very important. So at times they come, they don't come, but you have to click the bell icon. On that note, I know you're going to help us and support us as usual. Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, Om Namah Parvati-Pataya, Har 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 Mahadev.